All right.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to my podcast show. No, I am assistant producer of Carolina Tonight. This is episode 2, and we are here with Cole O'Neill.
Hi, that's me. I'm Cole O'Neill. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
There you go. So we've already covered your name. But can you go ahead and tell me your age and what year you are here at USC?
Yeah, so I am 21 years old and I am in my senior year.
Woo woo! And you're leaving us forever, and
Yup.
it's fine. And rumor has it you are from Wando High School. Is that true?
It is true. I am from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, or at least I've lived there for the past 7 or 8 years, and I went to Wando High School where
Wow.
everybody has a really visceral reaction if they went to another high school in South Carolina. If they're in band, they're like, "Oh, we hated you guys."
Yes, Fort Mill right here.
Or if they're not in band, they'll just be like, "Oh, we hated you guys." Still, the hate is equitable,
Right, and it's funny,
doesn't-
I hear that from every person that went to Wando. Nobody is ever, I never want to tell people I go to Wando because
everybody's
they always get mad at me.
Everybody's always like, "Oh, Wando, you must be the stuck-up rich kids from Mount Pleasant." And it's listen, okay, there are people like that at Wando, but also it's a very big school. There's
Right.
a lot of other people.
Right, we're not generalizing here.
Anyway.
We're not all that way. Okay, well, I just had to clear it up for all of our listeners that I am sitting in the presence of not only somebody that went to Wando, but somebody that was in the Wando High School Marching Band. So,
Actually, also, I just
Oh.
want to point this out.
Oh, okay.
I think the last year I was there, I was voted by the students MVP of the band. I just want to drop
Everybody.
that knowledge.
Wow.
I'm a very humble person,
Man.
very
Damn.
modest.
I mean, if people are listening to this in the car, they probably had to pull their car over to the side and just take a minute that
Yeah.
they were listening to somebody. It's
Yeah, no,
amazing.
I think about it sometimes, and I just gotta pull myself to the side and just have a moment real quick.
Honestly, understandable.
Even to this
Completely
day.
understandable. Okay, so other than that amazing accomplishment, you moved on, came to college, and then you decided to join Carolina Tonight. What made you make that decision?
Worst decision I ever made. Just kidding. So the thing that made me join Carolina Tonight was actually Wyatt, one of the other cast members, was in one of my media arts classes, my moving image class. And he was like, "Hey, I don't know if you're free this weekend, but I need help filming a short film, a 5-minute film." And I ended up spending a lot of time with him and Holly that weekend, and just kind of riffing off of each other. We had to drive down to Charleston, so we kind of killed time just talking to each other and joking around. And they were like, "Hey, you should really join Carolina Tonight." And so I kind of hopped on. I didn't audition, but last semester I kind of was behind the camera a little bit and helped with a couple of sketches. And then this semester I'm a cast member.
Woo-hoo! Yes. Do you have
Moving on
a favorite sketch from CT that you can remember?
I mean, I would say the sketch that I'm in, but also I'm trying to think. So many good ones.
Well, you sure played the Christian boyfriend in the last sketch you were in.
Yeah, the mommy's
Very,
boy.
very well. Yes.
I play
Yes.
it well.
It's a little triggering.
Yeah, I can't. I'm blanking on some of the sketches from last year. Oh, I liked the Southern Belle sketch.
Oh yeah,
That was one
with
of my
me and
favorites
Daniela.
because that was really relatable. Having grown up in the South, it was a good. it was a little bit hyperbolic, but also still a good representation of some of the people down here.
Oh yeah, you have to be able
For
to laugh
sure.
at yourself. You have, or your people, I guess. I would not describe myself as either of those people in that sketch, but there we are. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to some non-related Carolina Tonight questions. Get to know you a little bit more. So who has been the biggest influence in your life, would you say?
I don't know. That's kind of a hard thing to narrow down and be this one person has had the biggest impact in my life. I would say 2 people in particular that have had a really big impact were growing up, my brothers. Because they were so much older than me, it was they kind of set weren't really like role models necessarily. I wouldn't try and like emulate their behavior, but at the same time, it kind of gave me like almost like gave me a reference. So like by the time I got to college, I felt like I was ready because I had like spent time in my oldest brother's dorm and like talked to him about it ad nauseum, and my other brother, and like they were just talking me through like differences of high school and college. And I've definitely I've turned to one of my brothers a couple times just to ask him like questions about like when I was switching majors from business to media arts. I was like, hey man, I was just trying to get some consolation and like get some advice from somebody, and he has
Right.
like definitely helped me out with that. So there are two people that like, even though my oldest brother teases me to this day, he has not stopped from like the age I was like 4 onward.
What does he
just-
tease you about? Just yourself in
Um,
general?
yeah, so he when we used to live in Georgia, he would do this great thing where he would be like, "Oh, like come upstairs to my room," and he'd like go up the stairs, and I'd go up right behind him, and then he would like stop, and me being the naive child that I was, I would just stop right behind him and wait, and then he would take that opportunity to fart in my face.
I knew that was coming. Like,
So that's something he did when he was like 17, and I guess I was like around 8 years old. And that was a phase definitely. There was a while where he would tickle me in the car, and like my other brother, and my parents would get to the point where they would just be like, "Paul, stop! Like, stop it!" They would just be tired of me hearing me like giggle and like just like try to say stop, but Paul is tickling me so much that I can't like actually say anything. But yeah, and then now it's more just like, hey, butt face, or like just stuff like that. I don't know.
Right.
We
Typical
talk online,
brother
and
things.
it's just like we never are like, hey Paul, like hey Cole. It's always something else. It's just like we always gotta have names on deck for each other.
It sounds like a very sitcom-y, like, relationship.
A little bit,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like the typical older brother that's like...
Yeah, he teases me, but it definitely like still, even considering the amount that he teases me, he's still a pretty good bro. He's still
Aww.
a pretty good guy.
A heartfelt moment for all of our listeners out there.
Paulo, if you're listening, you smell.
Gotcha.
Got it.
So, moving on. Here's an interesting question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Well, without going into like too much serious detail about my beliefs, I would really like to like just show up at heaven and like be super surprised, and then just God be like, "Gotcha!" and like do finger guns at me, and I'd just be like,
Yes.
"Oh snap!" Like at least I ended up here.
That's true.
Of all places.
That is true, because the opposite is not
got lucky.
ideal.
Somehow that guy like looked at my life and he was like, yeah, good enough.
It did his time. He did some good things here and there. Let his brother fart in his face all the time. So, like, gotta give him the benefit of the doubt. So, let me see. So, now we have all found out that the gigantic lottery ticket was purchased in South Carolina. And let me tell you, I am, like, so against playing the lottery. Like, it doesn't make...
Listen, Hannah Grace, you can't tell anybody. I'm
Yes?
gonna get killed for this money.
Okay,
It's
okay.
me.
It's you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, shut this damn podcast
I
off.
mean,
What are
it
you
wasn't
doing
me.
here?
I don't. Who won the lottery? Let's go hunt
Let's
down.
go find them in South Carolina. But like the night before they like announced the numbers, Ivy, our boss, was like, I bought a lottery ticket. I'm gonna win the lottery. And Ivy just like has that confidence. I'll just like believe she could say anything to me, and I'd be like, you will do that. Like, that is something you'll accomplish. And so I was like, dude, she's totally gonna win the lottery. Went home, went to bed, woke up in the morning, and I had like my news notifications, and it's like the winning lottery ticket was purchased in South Carolina, and I was like, damn, Ivy has the winning lottery ticket. Unfortunately, she doesn't. But if you were to have won that lottery money, what would you like use it for?
That's a good question. I've always like enjoyed the idea of going on like a trip around the world,
Ooh,
because
yes.
I've definitely traveled a couple times.
Where have you been?
Well, okay, so I have family in Canada because I was born there, and then a month after.
International.
Yeah, yeah, dual citizenship. Get at me. But yeah, so I've been to Canada about like probably like once a year at least, like since
Oh.
I've been born.
Wow.
Just because we have like so much family there that
Right.
we always visit them, like at least like in the summer, or if not in the summer, I'll go like in the winter, which is a big mistake
Questionable
because
decision on your
it like
part.
hurts to be outside.
Yeah.
After a certain point, when it gets into like negative Fahrenheit, you're like, I'm good. I'll just stay inside. Like I don't need groceries. I'll just starve and be warm. But no, so yeah, I've been to Canada. My family has gone on a cruise to Jamaica before
Oh.
when I was really young, but I got a picture of me. I don't remember taking this picture, but I have a picture of me with a donkey when I was like 5 years old. And I'm,
Wow,
like, shirtless,
exotic.
just like hand around the donkey, like, yeah, it's good. Welcome to Jamaica. Like, what's up?
Me and my donkey.
Yeah, I already made new friends. And then we went on another cruise when I was like 12 or 13 to some different like Bahamian islands, and that was really cool.
Oh,
Got
cool.
to scuba dive for the first time. I wanted to get my certification after that, but it is expensive.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I have a friend from back home, and I like think he does that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't really listen, but I think he does. And he always has like talks about how it's like a process, like it's an
Yeah.
extreme.
Yeah, and it's a lot of like man hours too. You gotta like, you've got to do a lot of scuba diving, which is fair. Like to be certified in doing something like
you
you've got to
should
be
probably-
experienced to a certain extent.
That
But
is a
yeah,
good thing.
I think if I won the lottery, I would probably. There's like a couple places that I'd really love to visit. So both of my brothers are like in completely different parts of the country. I have one brother who's in the Midwest. Brent is in Denver, and then I
Oh,
have
okay.
my oldest brother just moved from Connecticut to Boston a couple months ago.
Wow.
So yeah, so those are both places that like I've never been. I really want to go, and now I
Mhm.
have a reason to.
Yes, with their lottery money.
And then outside of the country, I would probably travel to like South Korea, 'cause that's a
Oh.
place I want to go. Japan, France.
Yes,
You
France
know.
is amazing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and I can speak a little bit of France, so I might as well.
Yes, you might as well put it to use in the country.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think other than traveling, I would probably make it so that I was like set for life, that I wouldn't like necessarily have to work ever again.
Smart.
Because like if you get that kind of money, like if you know how to budget it properly,
Right.
like there's people I'm sure who would like be able to spend that and like lose
Oh, in
all
no
of it.
time. Yeah, exactly.
Because there's some really don't know why I said really expensive things in this world that people definitely
That's true.
sink their money into. But I don't know. I think I would take a portion of it, buy like a decent sized house. I don't know. I grew up and I was like, or growing up, I was always thinking that like I would want a mansion or something, and now I'm like I've like got a more realistic worldview, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I don't want a mansion because that's more space to clean up. First of all,
That's
I'm
true.
a slob.
Yes, relatable.
That's more space for me to just mess up in various ways. But yeah, also it just seems emptier. Like
Yeah, that's what I
don't feel like being in a
think. I
mansion,
feel like just it'd be so empty around you. Like
yeah. So, anyways, I'd probably buy like a nice little cozy home somewhere that I want to live. Maybe like in a city.
Yeah.
I like major cities. Just like the energy of like a really big city. So I'd probably do that, and then I don't want to be like, oh, I would like donate the rest to charity, because like,
I don't.
let's be honest, I'm not gonna donate the rest of it to charity. I would probably partition some of it out to like give it to my parents. I know
Right.
I know my mom would like immediately, if I won the lottery, she would be like,
Oh.
you're like making sure that
Same.
I'm set up, and
Oh
like
yes.
your dad can retire.
Oh
and
yeah. There
everything."
is no way in hell that my parents would be like, "Oh yeah, just." I
Yeah,
don't know. Not
which
that
is-
I would ever do that either, but like
Which is
making sure
fair.
Leslie and Peter set.
Yeah. It's like you gotta, they put you into this world, you got to make sure that like they're living
taken
right.
care of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. After that, I think I would just have fun with it. I would just buy
Right.
like dumb, like expensive gifts maybe, and just like I don't know, do like weird things, like go out and find
Yeah.
weird expensive experiences that people would be like, oh, like I really want to do that, but
Right,
like
it's
I don't have the money, and then I
Well,
just
I
be like,
did.
well, I do, and I can take you, let's go.
Yes.
And just like
See,
make
that is so fun.
memories,
Well, and
too.
see, it's so cool because, like, that's the dream. Really, you'd be so fortunate if a media arts major won the lottery, because then you're set and you can do what you like to do in your free time for
Yeah.
fun. Because, like, there's already the stress of, like, where are we going to make our money? Like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like, okay, well, you know, this company wants me to run their social media for free, and also I want to work on my personal work.
Right.
How am I getting money? Like, is there any salary to be made, or am I just?
I'm just
Yeah.
out here doing media things.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, that's the dream. I think you have a very thought out plan for if you
So
win the
I'm just, my
lottery.
fingers are crossed. If I win the lottery, like, I've
You're
got
set.
an agenda set.
Yeah, you
got
really
an
have like
itinerary.
some. Oh yeah, you're like set up for good. I'm just saying, like, I think it'd be fun if you won the lottery to watch how many people that were like your acquaintances are now like, hey, friend. Because like, if I
Yeah.
won the lottery, like Holly would be set. Like Holly is good, but like you know,
Yeah.
I like wonder if like people in my English class would be like, hi.
People from
You
high
know,
school
I wrote
that
a really
like, you
good
never
paper
talked
that one
before.
time.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I have a lot of people like that because, like, admittedly, I'm so bad about like keeping in touch with people that I don't see on like a even like on a semi-frequent basis. Like, I'm just bad about it. I'm bad about keeping up with family members.
Yeah.
Just anybody. Like, so I think it would be hilarious if for me that happened, and just like the flooding of like DMs and messages and stuff.
Hey,
People
haven't
being
heard
like,
from you in a while.
Like, hey Cole, what's up? I hope you're doing well.
Oh, exactly.
Oh, you won the lottery? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, sweet, awesome.
Nice. You want to pay for my
Yeah.
band fees? And,
Yeah.
That's what I tell you. The Fort Mill band would hit me up. I get a phone call from
Yeah, that's
Mr.
true.
Pruitt, Mr. Patel. They'd be like, "Hey."
I didn't even consider that. Yeah, just become the official sponsor of the
Of
band.
the Wando band. Oh my gosh, full circle.
That would, I mean,
It all comes back.
yeah, I feel like that would just make
You
the
could-
reputation even worse, though. They'd be like, man, it's all just funded by this rich white dude who's like just a Wando band alum nerd. Like, he's just a band geek who
Do
wants
y'all
to give
have
back.
those like T-shirts where they put the sponsors on the back, or is Wando like
I think
not
we,
with that?
I think we do put the sponsors on our back. I know at least we have like some fences lining like the stadium that we always play at for like the football games.
Oh, okay.
Where we, like people, not people, companies. I guess people too. You know, if you have the money and you're
Well, that's what
willing
I'm
to, like,
saying. My point is, like, if you won the lottery, you could just put your face on it.
Oh my
Like,
God.
Wando Band is sponsored by Cole.
I mean,
It's
I mean,
just your
even if I
face.
couldn't do that, I would love to do that with like one of the signs in the stadium and just like spend enough money that I can like rent out this space of like an entire row of bleachers and just like have a
Yes.
really gross like stretched image of my face. Like for like 30 feet, just like a stretched JPEG of my face.
Your face.
I would love
Mr.
that. And everybody has to deal with it because I paid for it.
Yes, that is really what it comes down to. with winning
See,
the lottery.
this is why I shouldn't win the lottery, and this is why this is what I would do is I
Is
would just find
stretch your
things like
face across
that
the bleachers.
and just be
And just
obnoxious
be-
with
Yeah, that's relatable.
not like flex on it. Like I would definitely buy nice clothes, but I wouldn't like flex about it. I would just make weird flex purchases that like
Got you.
it's
Yes.
just like, oh,
A
like
little
yeah,
strange, but you can.
no big deal, but I stretched my face across the bleachers of a high school band
wonder-
because, I got money like that. Like, what's
Just
good?
Be, yes, like you could become the face of like the weird flex but okay meme.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the dream. All right, so we're wrapping up. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Want to plug? Want to have your 2 cents in?
Make sure after you're done listening to this, be sure to spread positivity in any way that you can
Yes.
in your community or just in your daily life. Even if it's looking in the mirror and being like, hey, you're awesome, you're great. Keep on moving. I don't know. That's something that, like, I know sounds really kitschy and cliche, and part of it was, like, the way that I just tried to say it.
Yeah.
But, like, that's something that I'm definitely working on is, like, just being more positive. And I can say that, like, without a doubt, just, like, keeping that in mind and, like, trying to be more optimistic. Like, it's much easier said than done, but also it's had, like, a huge impact. And, like, it's definitely put me in situations that I would not have been in if I, like, was more pessimistic and more just like, no, like, I'm just gonna stay at home.
Yes.
Which, like, is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing if you, like, avoid social interaction, because I do it all of the time, which this is... Anyways. I'm not trying to say that I'm a shut-in. I'm just trying to say that...
There's a balance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that you should think positive thoughts, because... what's that line about, like, before you love somebody else, you gotta love yourself.
Yes.
Just like self-love, everybody.
Yes.
Self-love and self-care.
It's so important. It really does make a giant difference when you make it a priority in your life.
Yeah. Also, as far as things to plug, your boy makes beats on SoundCloud.
Yes. Yes.
And this is, like, the first time that I've, like, publicly said anything.
Ooh,
like,
a Carolina Tonight podcast exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are getting the first drop on this profile. I've been making music for, like, Been making, like, beats, like, little music loops for, like, a little bit over a year now, and I really enjoy it. I just kind of, like, put whatever I make out there, and I'm not really concerned with making money at this point right now, because it's kind of hard to do that and also be a student
Yes.
with something
That's
like
very true.
making beats. So it's more just like a therapeutic thing in my free time. But yeah, my SoundCloud name is Ex Machina, like Deus Ex Machina, because I'm a nerd, and that's, like, a weird Latin phrase that means, like, God machine or something like that. So I took the part that just means machine, and I was like, cool, I make beats with software, so it's gonna be, like, a weird reference to that.
Yes.
Anyways, I make beats.
Yes. All right. So exciting. So everybody go check that out. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the rest of our YouTube videos from all of our shows. We do live stream on Facebook.
Yeah.
We also post on YouTube. And I run the social media for SGTV. So follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. So this has been a very pure, very entertaining podcast with cast member Cole O'Neill.
That's me.